Topping the news today at a press conference this morning.
The board said that the firm's cash position had deteriorated
We'll have a
sharply
losing
over the
quarter
past day.
in the fourth quarter of 2007 and be out of business 2.5 months later.
If I'm a policeman, I keep people safe. If I'm a teacher or a lecturer, I develop people. If I'm a quant in a bank, what is my contribution to society?
It is thinking about how do we fix the world so that the 2008 crisis doesn't happen again.
Keeping people's money safe and their hopes and their dreams and their futures. That's a great responsibility.
That's what the program teaches you to do.
So if you ask me what my job is to solve problems.
The BMI program helped me get ready for industry.
And made the transition from studying to working in industry really much smoother.
Being able to walk into a room and being employable, which is not necessarily the case in other programs.
The Centre for Business Mathematics and Informatics was founded in 1998 and is one of the Noordwes-Universitei's flagship academic programs. Available at the Potchefstroom and Vaal Triangle campuses, the centre offers undergraduate and postgraduate level programs within various fields of specialization. Combining business, mathematics and information technology, the BMI program reaches beyond the classroom with a uniquely practical approach that prepares students for the demands of industry.
We train students how to change their mindset to really become creative thinkers, to attack messy problems that are intertwined, difficult to formulate, dissect the problem, formulate it, and then come up with a solution that satisfies business.
That whole experience and the mindset that it taught me and the way of thinking, I really feel to this day actually complemented my actuarial studies and my actuarial qualification.
I think what the BMI program teaches especially well is taking a problem which is not clearly defined. It's not a case where you get a theoretical, nice, clean question on a piece of paper and you solve it on that piece of paper. It's a case of trying to figure out what the problem is, which is half of the issue in a working environment. You always end up asking what the question is first.
The centre is highly regarded by the local and global financial services industry with regard to the quality of its training and research programs.
The great thing about the BMI course is that it really does open doors. Over the last 2 decades, BMI has grown from something quite small to something that is well recognized across all financial institutions within South Africa.
When I interview candidates, whenever there's a BMI CV, I just bring that to the front. A quick interview, because I know exactly, I don't even have to go and ask the questions. I know exactly what I'm getting, and it's never disappointed me.
I was talking about BMI opening doors earlier, and it was difficult for me to imagine as a student starting off in my first year exactly how many doors that would be. As I sit here now, I have traveled to 30 countries. I have worked in the US, I have been to Mexico, I have worked all across Africa, 12 different countries across Africa, the UK, Saudi Arabia, China, Australia. There are so many opportunities out there, and the skill set that you're being equipped with sets you up for all of those.
I think our BMI program on its own, it's the career for the future.
As a result of the fourth industrial revolution, the world is becoming data-driven. Industries where it's making a big difference is the finance industry, the communications industry, retail. In the medical field is making a big difference. Data is being used to change the world around us, looking at climate change, biodiversity, and all of those things as well.
In this data-driven age, BMI students are highly regarded by industry, with graduates being employed by some of the most influential financial firms in the world. Our approach is to take our training beyond the lecture hall.
The key thing with BMI students, and once again it comes back to knowing what you get when you hire a BMI student, is that you get a person with breadth. It's not just mathematical knowledge or programming knowledge or a high-level risk management course. It is truly a cross-section of all of those skill sets, which is what we need at this point in the industry.
Early in their training, BMI students are exposed to real-world situations where they learn to adapt and apply their knowledge by working on actual projects in industry. This process is well structured and managed in collaboration with our industry partners according to the unique BMI teaching methodology.
You have time to work on real life data. Industry are actually open to give their data for you to do their project using those data, and that actually help you in preparing you for the working life.
Probably the most valuable aspect of the program is the way that it links industry with academics. I think that's actually very rare, and having just completed our first project now, we've seen the quality of the output that the students can deliver.
I would say that the MSc degree taught me confidence, specifically when approaching a problem that I do not understand and that seems intimidating. I now know that I have the ability to figure it out, and I also am able to persevere through difficult times.
It's a very, very daunting experience, but I feel like I held my own, and I feel like that's what the program teaches you to do. I feel like it equips you very well, because it was not the first instance where I had to present something in front of a large room.
It is mathematical capability, problem-solving capability, persistence, enduring of pressure, staying calm. In the 13 years that I've worked for the bank, every single BMI student that I've appointed, those characteristics came to the fore.
Working among people that support you, having support from lecturers in South Africa, having support from managers in Namibia, it's definitely something that taught me good life lessons.
It's something that I didn't actually experience at other universities. So usually students have problems and they struggle on their problem. So at the Center for BMI, I was able to approach any lecturer at any time of the day, and that was really a good point for me.
The fact that the BMI program is on an international standard, I feel is clear, because I've got several friends who studied with me who are abroad working in Ireland, the Netherlands, some in the UK. And I think that's testimony to the fact that the BMI program prepares you for work, not only in South Africa, but also abroad.
I come from Cameroon, and usually after getting your degree, your junior degree, you're actually looking for a way of getting into industry. So that is why I search for programs around South Africa that could actually have that intense programming focus, and I come across the BMI program as one of the best programs that I could choose from.
So we see the BMI graduates going to Switzerland, Netherlands, the UK. We've seen some even in the Far East, and they're making a big impact, especially in the finance industry, but in other industries as well.
The Centre for BMI offers 4 undergraduate training courses that focus on the financial services sector. These courses cover the fields of actuarial science, quantitative risk management, financial mathematics, and data science or business analytics. All these fields are built on the foundation provided by the basic mathematical sciences, such as statistics, mathematics and operational research, as well as the financial and information sciences. Each of the 4 undergraduate BMI programs has a unique focus. All 4 programs offer mathematical statistics, economics, mathematics, computer science, and accountancy. However, the degree of specialization in each subject is different in the 4 programs, although it is possible for students to switch between the fields during the course of study. All 4 fields of specialization can be taken up to honours level. The BMI Actuarial Program, as part of the MSc BMI, offer courses that prepare students for the new Certified Enterprise Risk Actuary designation. BMI students who do well academically may apply for the MSc BMI degree. This degree is regarded as one of the flagship programs of the Northwest-University and has largely contributed to the BMI brand being firmly established in the financial industry.
The course is very practical. Yes, there's a lot of focus on the theoretical and technical aspects of the degree, but I really found what I think differentiates the degree from, the other universities out there is really the practical focus and how it really prepares you for real-life projects.
People ask me a lot, what makes BMI unique? And I think it's 2 things. The first thing is the way how we train our students, and the second thing is our research and the industry-directed nature of the research.
I think within a South African context, we all understand that there is a need for skills, and especially science and technology skills. So as corporate South Africa, we have a responsibility to invest in those skills.
There's a big question being asked of companies to say, what is your societal impact? So whilst you can use research for competitive advantage, you also have to consider what are you giving back to society. The role of the university today is to build up the academic quality across the country, and I think that's an important initiative that any organisation should think carefully about. How do they support that?
To really do that very well, you need professors that have work experience. As Einstein said, information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. So if you really want to train students in domain knowledge, in practical model building, and in creative problem solving, you need staff that has business experience. And most of the staff in the Center for BMI are not pure academics. They all have business experience. They've spent large amounts of time in industry, so they think very different to the usual academic that you get.
In our endeavour to bridge the gap between academia and industry, we've partnered with major players in the financial industry, notably ABSA and SAS Institute. Through research and industry projects, the Centre has had a profound impact on the financial industry. Since our inception, we've developed a number of models that today form the basis of key areas of the financial knowledge base.
So how do we do our industry-directed research? It's consisting of students that do their industry-directed research projects in business on site, where they solve problems. Also, our staff is involved to solve problems for business. Especially we have a program for ABSA, where ABSA requires us to solve problems and give problem statements every year.
The reason that a contract's been in place for 21 years really tells you something about the strength of the relationship, and it also tells you about the value that ABSA gets from the relationship.
I think the alliance model is definitely adding value to the group. It's expanding our capability as well as giving us access to top talent.
I just fully believe in the value that it brings to the students, to the organizations, and it's just a win-win situation for everybody.
We've had several publications that we have had over the years, and Northwest University has had several accolades, and notably the one around the operational risk model.
The Centre for BMI's experience has positioned it to guide other tertiary education institutions in creating similar programs.
The challenge to universities today is how do they bridge the gap between being relevant to industry versus being academically pure. And I think the centre has got a way of working and is set up to try and bridge that divide, and we should be paying attention to how can we learn from the approach. And I really think it's something that other universities should be considering. How can they learn from that? And I'm also encouraged to see that the Northwest University, the BMI Centre, is collaborating with universities such as the University of the Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal and Namibia, so that they can also benefit from the insights that we've collected over the last 21 years.
We are glad that we benchmarked with BMI, and that has really informed what we are now doing in terms of pushing our curriculum.
Because at the end of the day, students go to university to secure a job, and you cannot get a job without being ready for the specific job that you want to apply for. So the BMI program is definitely the best path for a student who want to be into the world of analytics, whether it is in data analytics, data science, quantitative risk management, actuarial science. So the program prepares you for industry.
So typically when we appoint people here at ABSA through BMI, we know and we can appoint these people with 6 months of experience, not new to bank.
I learned a lot from it on a personal basis and a career path side. So doing BMI was the best decision of my life. So to anyone out there who have a love for mathematics, BMI is the thing to be doing right now. So BMI, great future.